guys, so today's video I'm going to be doing a book review, and the book that I'm going to be reviewing is the Vegetarian by Han Kang. I picked this up because I'd heard good things about it and it sounded really interesting, so I thought I would give it a go, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. It's a very unusual book. I've never read anything like this before, but I have a lot of feelings about this book, and I would love to read more by this author. I just thought it was really good. So yeah, to get into the review, the storyline is following a woman who decides to become a vegetarian. The only reason that she gives is that she had this dream. Don't really know anything else about it, but yeah, all she says is she wants to become a vegetarian because of this dream. And the rest of the book, it follows her families and her different families members, their different reactions towards this and how they feel about this. It's not well received throughout her family. So yeah, you kind of see it from different family members' perspectives. So yeah, you see it from three different perspectives. The first perspective you see it from is her husband. I do not like her husband. He comes off as a very unfeeling person. He's just not very nice. He just kind of has a wife there as like a trophy wife, basically. So she's there to cook and clean for him and to be a wife, and that's it. And she's very, when they get together, you know, she's quiet. She seems like the perfect woman. She's very bland. There's not much to her. And then when she decides to become a vegetarian, cannot understand it. He doesn't deal with it well. He doesn't really even try and understand it, I don't feel. And it's his kind of take on it. I feel like he's very harsh. He's very unloving, and yeah, I found it quite hard to read from his perspective, just because I really didn't like him, and the way he treats her isn't very nice. So that's the first perspective. Now the second perspective is from her brother-in-law. Completely different to the husband. He becomes very obsessed with her. I have to say, within each of the perspectives are not all from the same time. So there are events that happen in this book and it kind of follows on. So the husband's perspective is from when this first starts to develop. She wants to become a vegetarian, and then she has these very strange behaviours. You know, something's happening with her. She obviously has some kind of mental disorder, and so the first bit, where it's the husband's bit, is the beginning of the disorder or the changes that are happening within this woman. The second bit is like the middle bit, and then the last perspective is you know, towards the end of the is where the mental illness gets worse. So it's like the first stage, middle stage, and the last stage. So in the middle stage, it's from the perspective of the brother-in-law's view, and as I said, he becomes very obsessed with her. He's an artist. He sees himself as a very creative, you know, feeling person, and he develops feelings for this woman. He sees her condition in a different light to the husband, similarly to, as from the last perspective, which is from her sister, is you know, obviously she has a different perspective on what's happening. And I have to say, my favourite view is from her sister. You know, there are things in the book that happen that really should have broken down their relationship, and you can see that this you know, the sister, she just has a lot of love, and she's trying to understand. She's the most understanding out of all of them. She still loves her sister. She's trying to help her, but it's very difficult. I don't want to say too much more about each of the things, because I don't want to give away too much about the book. I feel like this book is very much focused on people's behaviour towards mental illness. Now, it doesn't say outright that she has mental illness in this book, the main woman, but yes, she becomes a vegetarian but you don't really know the reasons why, and her behaviour becomes very, very bizarre, very erratic. She does some very strange things. You know, to me, I feel like she developed an eating disorder. So if you struggle to read about mental illness, or you know, if you ever struggle from eating disorder and this may be triggering for you, I would warn you, maybe not read this book. I found this book very interesting because I myself am a vegetarian. Yeah, that's what kind of drew me to this book, I think, to begin with. I wanted to see it from different people's point of view. Obviously, she's very, very extreme in this book. But the reactions she gets are quite interesting. When she first says she's becoming a vegetarian, and people are like, well, why? And they don't understand why. I found that very amusing. I also have dealt with my own issues in the past and dealt with like problems with eating. You know, I haven't always had the most healthy eating habits. So I found this very interesting. I would have liked to have seen it from the main woman's perspective, which you don't really get, but then I don't like it because I want to see what's going on in her own head, but then I do kind of like it because you're seeing it from all these three other people, and you have to kind of piece it together from their point of views, which I do kind of like. So yeah, I have a lot of mixed emotions and a lot of feelings about this book. I just think everything in this book is very well put together. It is an adult book. There are very adult themes in this book, and yeah, I just love the writing style. I like the fact that it was from 3 different people, and I think the story flowed very well from those 3 people. It also left you with a lot of mystery in this book. It kind of left you to make up your own mind about certain things, which I liked. I thought was very thought-provoking, which I liked. Yeah, I just really loved the writing style. I believe the writer, she's from Korea. From South Korea, and I think this is the only book she's written that's been translated so far. She has another book called Human Acts, which may have been translated actually. There's a little insert bit here, but yeah, I would love to read more from this author. I thoroughly enjoyed this, and I would highly, highly, highly recommend it. If you enjoy books about mental illness and human behaviour. But as I said, it could be triggering to some people, and it could be quite disturbing to some people, so be warned. But yeah, that's pretty much my review. If you have read this book and have any thoughts, then please leave it down below. I'd love to discuss this. And if you have any questions, then leave them down below. And that's all I have to say. So thank you for watching, and until next time, bye guys.